Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm joined with Frank Callaghan from Golden Cariboo. In today's interview, we get into the price action in the price of gold, and we get into the Golden Cariboo project, of which Frank is looking for his second major discovery in the area with a company that I have to say has a pretty exciting drill hole history here over the last couple of years. I think it's kind of been left and forgotten about. And if you're looking for those gold names that haven't moved and you're building a watch list and doing your due diligence, I think that this is an interview you're going to want to watch. All right, everybody, enjoy the interview. Frank, it's good to see you again.
Great to be here, Steve. Thanks an awful lot for having me.
So I remember it was around this time a year ago, you and I were both in Fort Lauderdale at a mining conference. And I remember it's something I think about a lot. You patted me on the back and you said, Steve, the next 10 years in mining is going to be so much fun for all of us who work in mining. It is going, you don't know it yet, but trust me, it's going to be a great decade. Here we are sitting here a year later. Gold is now trading above $4,000. And I imagine that you've seen some gold markets in your time working in the industry. What's going through your head right now when you think about the price of gold?
When you can see go from $300 Canadian to $6,000 Canadian in your career, that's been pretty amazing. It's as the crystal ball sort of outlined, we're at the beginning last year of a new bull run, and I think we were a little early coming into the game ourselves, but we got a discovery under our belt in that time, and we're now able to work on that. But I think going forward, this is the beginning of a great market, and as I predicted, I think it's going to be the funnest 10 years we've ever had.
It's the first time we've had you on, like I said, and I think it's been a year. And there's going to be people who are new to your latest venture here, Golden Cariboo. For those people who aren't familiar with the story, what's the high level overview?
It's We're in a great camp in British Columbia where there's a couple of mines that have just been permitted. The Blackwater mines, a 12 million ounce deposit. The Osisko development is Barkerville, our old project. I mean, that's got permitted as well. It's near a 6 million ounce deposit. You've got a number of other mines that are in the neighborhood that are actually also in operations as well as we speak. So you're in a mining jurisdiction, and first off, where it's mining friendly, and the project that we have here was really one of the very first mines that ever went into production in British Columbia as an underground mine. And the problem is they didn't have it, the grade didn't support it at the time, but that wasn't the model. The model is much like what you see at the Malartic mine. It's that kind of hangs onto a greenstone contact. And as long as we keep following that contact, and we've been doing so, stepping out 100 meters at a time and bonifying this discovery. We're in an old mine and just revisiting it as a different model.
So what's the plan here moving forward? If I'm watching the story and I'm thinking about investing, what's the strategy for the next year?
Uh, and continue making this thing larger so that we can actually put a number around it and identify what it is. We're surrounded on three sides by a Osisko development, the people that took out our last project, for some $330 million. So we're really excited about that they've come and we've been drilling just short of the property line, and they're smart business people. They're letting us do all the exploration work and get the thing going. And, it's hopefully that we'll sell it to them. That's the big picture.
It's funny. I was talking to Sean Rusin earlier today, and he actually said to me, I brought up the drill hole that you hit in the last year, and that I'm trying to pull it up right now. Quite large. I brought it up to Mr. Rusin, and he said he couldn't be happier to see you just drill, baby, drill, and just kind of watch. And I think that I suspect that if you hit something really big, they're going to take an interest in it, and or if not them, it'll be somebody else. But he said he was really happy to just see action in the area and to see drills going. That it's also given him more data for his property.
100%. This is this model is a model that he's really familiar with, having put the Malartic into production when no one thought it would work and stuff because of its grade. But it demonstrate that these are earth moving projects, and large is wonderful. You just get bigger trucks and bigger shovels. So the last hole was a 435-meter intercept. It was incredible. It's and it's the grade that you sort of see at Blackwater. So there's, this is large. I mean, in for our American viewers, 1,550-foot intercept. This is amazing. I mean, so now it's just keep doing it, keep making this thing as big as it can get.
I have it in front of me here. Hole 17 of the 2024 drill program, 452 meters of 0.3 grams per ton gold. Hole 20 of the 2024 program, you hit 342 meters of 0.7 grams per ton gold. And what's kind of interesting to me is, like, you see this is there's clearly just massive mineralization here. There's a lot of big hits that you had in that drill program. But it's interesting to me too, because, say 10 years ago, these grades maybe weren't that exciting, but in a $4,000 gold environment, I mean, these for you guys to be trading at a sub $10 million market cap with these recent drill hits, I find kind of fascinating that there hasn't been a little bit more of an uptick in the share price. Why do you think that is? Why is it that the stock is sitting where it is?
So the way the market has historically worked is you've got the senior companies, the royalty companies, the Cisco royalties and others and stuff. I mean, you've watched that stock go from when they actually purchased Barkerville Gold Mines from, say, $13 a share to, I think yesterday's close was, $53 a share, somewhere in that neighborhood. So you're going to have the royalty companies will benefit first from the rise in price in metals. Then you'll have the producers will be next, and they go along sort of hand in hand with the royalty companies. Then after that, you'll see companies like a Cisco Development, which is a project going into production. So it's gone from, let's say, earlier in this year, maybe March of this year, the stock was about $1.65. I'm going to suggest it hit as high as about $5.40 in the last 3 or 4 days. It might be off a little bit today, but they've all corrected a little bit, but that's healthy as can be. And then you'll go from the ones that are going into production to the ones that have ounces in the ground, and they're trying to develop more ounces because they'll get taken out next. And then you'll get the exploration companies, people like ourselves that have actually found something, and then you'll go on to the ones that are looking. So there's a progression as to the way the market sort of works in this type of an environment. So our turn's coming. We're not first out of the gate, but it's about finishing the race.
And for our audience that they don't really understand what I'm getting at, I chatted with Matt Wilson, which is an interview you can see on our channel, and he was just talking about this market and how it used to be that you'd raise at a $2.5–3 million valuation if you just had an idea. Grassroots exploration. We're going to go put drills in the ground and try to make that early stage discovery. Now you're raising at $10 million. But it used to be at if you had significant drill holes, you'd be traded at $10 million. And now you're trading at $25 to $75 million. So I look at this and I go, well, I mean, your share price from my viewpoint is cheap by the old metrics, let alone where everybody else is trading today. So I feel like if you can go out and have some more of these big hits, then Bob's your uncle.
To go from a $5 million market cap, which is probably where we really are, to a $10 or $25 million market cap is a five bagger, to a $50 million market cap or 50 cents a share. It is not unrealistic for the kinds of value. So I think a couple more holes and the public will understand what we've got. And once they get a handle on what it is and how large it looks like it could be and what we feel it is, I think it'll be a different story.
How many drill rigs do you guys intend on having mobilized over the
So there's
next
three
year?
on site. One's going to start up next week. We've actually just closed a financing. It was small, modest financing, but it's enough to keep the drills going all winter. The drill crew will actually be starting next Wednesday, and the idea is to carry on just to before Christmas. So we just continue drilling. We drill 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. The beauty is from where they sleep to where the compound is a kilometer. From the compound to the drill is another 4 kilometers. It's all on forestry road. You can work there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no problem. And we will be. That's the intention. Drill all winter.
Okay, so there's now a few different zones that have been identified on site. What's the main area of focus here?
So the zones themselves, they should all connect. We believe that they're all going to connect together. That's what we're proving. We think that all these zones are going to connect, and we sort of put out in the last news release that we've got about 8,000. I was 8,000 meters of continuous of continuous intercepts on a variety of different zones. It looks like they're all sort of parallel, but it's connecting all of the dots together. I think eventually it'll all be one, but you've got these 5 parallel zones that have been identified, and it goes to the extent of the property line, both north and south on every one of the zones. And I think that the whole thing will all just be one very big, large thing once it's all like put together.
All right, Frank, when do you think we're going to start to see some assay results come in?
Hopefully next week we should see some from a program where we've actually gone in and we're doing a different style of assaying, the photo assaying. So that's being done right now, and I expect to have some more assays next week, and then we'll probably start pumping them out in a month or so. They'll be continuous until we finish drilling.
All right. Well, Frank, thanks for hopping on here. I
You
appreciate
bet.
you taking the time to do this. I'm hoping we can make it out to site and do a video with you guys and
It'd
get
be great
to
to have you.
show the people what's happening on the ground.
Fantastic. It'd be great to have you. I really would. Look forward to it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this interview, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.